This is our last episode of Something Newsy for the semester, otherwise known as the coronavirus semester, spring 2020. I'm not even sure how we made it. We discuss a few things like coronavirus and capitalism, and the big kahunas in that game, such as Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, so and so. All right, let's get to it. Hey everyone, this is episode 21 of Something Newsy, the podcast from the Mesa Press, San Diego Mesa College's independent newspaper. My name is Renee Schmiedeberg. I'm editor-in-chief.
I'm Matthew. I'm a news writer.
I'm Carlos. I'm a staff writer.
I'm Kyle, and I'm the sports editor.
Okay, so we are still recording this remotely because campus is shut down because of coronavirus. Well, basically everything is shut down. So something that we want to talk about this time is things related to capitalism and coronavirus. So I thought it'd be good if we started off with a few capitalism big kahunas, like, you know, the big figureheads of capitalism. And
the big fish, yes.
Yes, the big fish. And then... let's start with Jeff Bezos, the almost trillionaire. So, Carlos, you recently did some research about Jeff Bezos, and I was wondering what you found out.
Well, I actually haven't done much research on it, but I did read that he's trying to acquire AMC theaters. Mm-hmm. And that was just on top of the press release of him almost being a trillionaire.
Was this recently? Like, is this something he's still trying to do right now?
Yeah, it happened this
month.
It'll be interesting if he does acquire that. I think he's kind of invested, or he's pretty much in in every arena that exists right now.
Yeah, food.
And so he's expanding his portfolio if he does acquire AMC.
Yeah, if I can add, Jeff Bezos already in 2017 he got Whole Foods, right?
Yeah.
And it was integrated into Amazon. Like you can order from Amazon, you get membership perks, stuff like that.
Yeah,
I can imagine him doing something similar with AMC, right? Where you get the prices dropped, or special tickets, special merchandise, stuff like that.
Interesting. Yeah, it's how he's just taking over our whole world, basically.
Pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
We're just in a Jeff Bezos world.
One thing to consider with him, as soon as the data came out, he's going to be a trillionaire by 2026. Like, a lot of people immediately go to hating him, and obviously. No one needs that amount of money to you could live multiple lifetimes, but it's just this guy's done a lot of work and a lot of brilliant ideas and a lot of good business acquisitions. And it kind of sucks to just be successful and keep doing what you're doing and then immediately get a lot of hate. But I do understand that it's just unnecessary to have that much money.
I think where this hate comes from is with the system that we're living in, where it's becomes very problematic when somebody is that rich and then there's people who are extremely poor, and how many people there are that are poor. And because if everybody was okay financially and then he was a trillionaire, it wouldn't be so weird.
One-sided.
It wouldn't be so harmful, or it's seemingly harmful. It's really just because so many people are poor, I think.
Then where do we think who has the responsibility to try to close this gap? Because he has enough money for plenty of lifetimes, and people are living day to day, especially in this current situation.
I would say our governments and world leaders, but I would also in world leaders, Jeff Bezos is basically a world leader at this point, because you have so much, government, with governments you have power, but if you have so much money, you have sometimes you have more power than certain governments do.
You have way more influence.
Yeah. Influence. And the thing is what we have to think about is like he owes like even just us a lot, because like you, like me, Kyle, Matt, Carlos, like we all pay taxes that go back to the community. And for example, like educate people that end up, if in the public school system, that end up working for Amazon, for Jeff Bezos, who doesn't pay any taxes. So it's like we are giving our fair share to the community based on what we have, but he is not. And like, I know that the government says he doesn't have to pay these kinds of taxes. So then that's kind of like, okay, well, what's the government doing? But it's also like, he could probably do something to change that if he wanted to, because he's so powerful. And like, when you're a billionaire, you basically have to be a billion times more grateful to everybody else than you or me have to, because, we're not as wealthy and as like privileged, ended up being as, successful as he has. So that's
also kind of separate from the wealth thing, but he does have a lot of influence in, as a conglomerate of like so many different sectors of our lives. So he's like in media, he's in retail. So in having, especially in media, having access to that, access to media gives him power of the public and deciding what they should be thinking about, reading about, hearing about in his own news.
Right. That's like dissemination of information that he has so much power over, just through media. What do you like, Kyle and Matt, what do you guys think about like who's, I guess, should be responsible? Like who should make the moves, or like, should we all make the moves? Like,
like going off what you said, like ultimately it kind of is the government. That's why we have them. But I was actually discussing this with a friend the other day. It's like our whole lives, the government's just been going into debt and debt and debt. And it's like
22 trillion and going.
No, it's not like 25 trillion. I looked when we were talking about it, and this is like 2 or 3 days ago.
There you go.
I don't know. Just like from the time we've been born, I feel like in the Bush and early Obama days, that's all we saw in the news. The national debt's still rising. And then it's gone away for the past 5 or 6 years or so, but it's still rising. So I don't know how much, it's like, what trust are we putting into them when they just continually, we keep losing money somehow?
Yeah, what is even going on with that? Like, that's all I've ever heard about that too, is like, we're not getting any, we're not.
It's literally been our whole entire lives. I don't know how it hasn't been fixed, or at least like started to go down the other way, or at least slow down. I don't know.
Yeah, like, and they, they want to tell us how to handle our money. It's kind of weird.
The debt thing I know is they set a debt ceiling for it, but they raise it year after year because
so it doesn't even matter. And then also like right now we're just, it's like poof, 500 million or 500 billion, poof, like another $1 billion we're giving out. It's like, where is this money coming from? Like, already down 25 trillion. Some people, I don't know who we even owe 25 trillion to in total, obviously, but yeah, I don't know.
I think we owe it to other countries.
Yeah, we owe it to other countries.
I haven't verified this. I haven't Snoped it or anything, so I don't know. So don't take this as like news or fake news either. I don't know. But like I heard recently from somewhere, I can't even remember where, but that this whole like debt, like the government debt is like not real.
Like, sounds like a conspiracy theory.
Like, I don't know. So I really don't know what's going on with the government debt.
If I can just say, the government's definitely taking a step back and trying to protect us or like help us out economically. Like as much as they say, stimulus packages and the stock is rising and stuff like that, it hardly ever reaches us, the common folk, I think. And it's just, they're not even lying about it anymore. They're just flat out saying the stocks are rising and we're doing great, and it's all lies. So I feel that it's up to us. And in terms of AMC, I just read on LA Magazine, right, that when the news, so not even that it's official, right, it's reports that Amazon was considering purchasing AMC, the stocks for AMC went up 56% just of that rumor alone.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, right? So I don't like Jeff Bezos, like flat out. Like that dude's just, I feel like he's greedy, maybe shady. But I love the theaters. That's like one of the best experiences I get with going to the theaters. So if he's willing to step up, then cool. And it seems like 56% boost from him means that other people are going to be more courageous and be more venturous with investing in things because of giants like Jeff Bezos.
Yeah, I like that part of it too. Like that, like, I want to save the theaters. I still like going to the theaters when I can. Very much. Well, now obviously nobody can, but like before this, I wouldn't go because I didn't want to, spend some money on it. But I do, like, I would rather live in a world that had movies.
Right. It's still an amazing experience to me.
I mean, I think that's good if he were to kind of save AMC theaters, but it just doesn't make him like that much of a better. What I'm thinking. Yeah.
Exactly.
And it was interesting what Jana was talking about in our class today about how he bought Washington Post, and then now because it's privatized, it's doing a lot better, and they're able to hire more people. I mean, that's interesting, and it just makes me feel like I would rather things are not privatized. I don't really think things will necessarily, like, they don't always improve once something is privatized. Like, for example, see DeVos and what she's doing to the education system in the US. But like, it just kind of, what I was thinking of that is that I think in our capitalist system, that's one of the ways to help situations is to have something become privatized and like bought out. It seems like that might be like one of the only things that they can do for newspapers and journalism and Washington Post. Sometimes, I mean, I'm not saying it's the only way, because like maybe it is possible to get a bunch of, taxpayer revenue to fund newspapers, but that wouldn't be up to us entirely. What did you guys think of like when Jana was talking about that with the Washington Post?
Similar to you, what you brought up in class when you said that it could cause a bias, and this is actually what I was kind of thinking about when we were discussing privatized versus socialized broadcasting. Like, now that Jeff Bezos owns it, like, obviously he has a lot of power there. So if stories are that he can, push people a certain way because he's the owner, it's all his money in it. And that seems like a problem, obviously, in journalism when your objective is to remain unbiased. So
report on the truth. Like, how are you supposed to report on Amazon's truth when Amazon owns it?
Yeah, and once profits are involved, your motives are way different. You have to think about your duties to your employer instead of
final line.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas, as I said before, in the BBC, it's funded by the government, so there's no profit motivation. It's strictly journalistic. You're strictly trying to find out the truth and present that to people.
I don't know if you guys have ever seen the show Succession, but that show is loosely based on the Murdoch family that owns Fox Corporation. And I found the show, I liked the show a lot because it kind of shows the behind the scenes of what happens in a real life situation like the Fox News Group and the media, business side of the media. And in the show, it's there's a lot of corruption from the family. And they not corruption, but they do have a lot of say in what news that their media outlets put out, even though they never admit to having the influence.
Mm. Where may we watch this, Carlos?
Oh, so this show's on HBO. Yeah,
What is it called again?
So far. It's called Succession.
Succession.
Okay. Does Amazon own it too?
Oh, I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think HBO owns Amazon or Amazon.
I'm just messing around because
yeah.
thing.
And then also adding on to like privatized or socialized news networks. If the United States did have, I mean, I guess we do have publicly funded news networks, but if we had a main one, like the BBC is the main one in Great Britain, everything in our government seems to be so biased already. I feel like whatever party's in control would try to get their hands on that and somehow control it. I don't know. Like, that's just a wild, bold take probably, but the way everything is now, it's so bipartisan, or not bipartisan, like the parties against each other. So I feel like that would just be another place for them to go at it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's definitely a possibility. But, I remain optimistic.
Yes, I always have to.
I feel like that's kind of the case in a lot of aspects of our country where government isn't really run by the government. There's a lot of, lobbyists and conflicts of interest. There's like relationships, and that in the show Succession, going back to that, it actually shows that too, how government and media work together or can work together to create narratives for the public to consume.
It sounds like it would be really interesting to watch it. So, going back to the, big kahunas of capitalism, what do you guys think of Elon Musk? Any hot takes?
He just had a baby.
Oh, God, yes.
With Grimes, who I love, and
off the top of my head, I don't really have a flaming hot take, but yeah, I mean, I've just been observing him lately. I don't really know what to make of everything. He's been going crazy. It's been entertaining, to say the least.
Oh, my goodness. Everything is a reality show, except it's like actual reality. This week he started opening against the government order, basically started opening his factory in Fremont again, and having the workers work there when we're not supposed to be working in factories like that, but he was just like, hey, it's against my constitutional right, whatever right he's talking about, and then just had people go back to work, so I saw it when he made that announcement that he's going to open his factories, that he said he would be in the building if anyone was to get arrested, it would be him. I thought it was funny, and also it was I guess it was kind of cool. He'd stand up for his workers and he wants people back to work. But yeah, it is obviously a tough situation with there being a pandemic. With that, I honestly don't see it as him standing up for his workers. I see it as where he's putting he's endangering their lives by having them go back to work. Even if they want to, maybe they shouldn't, and because if people go back to work and there's a bunch of people there, they're still endangering the other people that are working there too. And it just seems I think he has this where he wants to come, I'm going to do this and be a good person. It's opening it up, it's just endangering them. He's arrested, and if he gets arrested, I feel like it wouldn't be that much of an issue for him because he has so much money.
Also, yeah, what you're saying about endangering people's lives, that is true. But from his perspective, I don't know if he believes that, because I don't know if you guys noticed, but he changed I saw this last week, he changed his Twitter profile picture, and it's a snapshot from some video game. I don't know the name. I'm trying to find it right now. But anyways, in the video game, it's basically about a government who releases a virus for population control and fear reasons.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it. Oh, the game from his profile picture is, I don't know how to say it, Deus Ex, released in 2000.
2000. Okay.
So it's an older game.
Wow. What a like weird move.
Here is it. This is from an article off Forbes. A conspiracy has released a man-made plague called the Gray Death as a kind of mass culling pandemic and are using their military might to restrict access to the vaccine. So, and that's his Twitter profile picture. So that might give some context to his point of view.
He has been saying that he posted a tweet that was like, coronavirus panic is dumb. And it literally said that. And then he thinks that the panic over it is way more dangerous than the actual virus. Like at the beginning, he was just saying that it's just a flu. And then now he's just like saying that the government is fascist by telling people to stay at home to stop the spread of disease. And it's really dangerous because like he has a cult following. Like, you know, people see him, you know, creating electric cars as kind of like this genius martyr. Like,
yeah, definitely.
But like, you know, this is really dangerous. And, you know, it makes me wonder if the people who, you know, are anti-lockdown protesters, if they're influenced in part by Elon Musk. You know?
He definitely has a strong influence over the people who look up to him, because he tweeted something about he should like lower the price of the stock for Tesla. And like a lot of people were mad that he even tweeted that because they had lost money over just that tweet alone. So his words are definitely influential toward his audience.
Yeah, that's a good example, like right there, right away. Mm-hmm. Any other thoughts on billionaire villains while we're on?
I guess I have one more thing to add about Elon Musk. I've actually been like seeing a lot of his stuff, so I've been kind of in tune with what he's been up to the past week. Mm-hmm. So I also saw, I can't find it right now, but I believe it was the governor of Colorado on Twitter. He actually tweeted at him and said, or basically offered Elon Musk to move Tesla, all the operations into Colorado. He said something about the like lower taxes, better business environment, yet while still being like pro LGBTQ and open to all lifestyles. So he is kind of making waves, I guess. Here it is. I'll read the tweet. So Governor Jared Polis of Colorado: "We want you here at Elon Musk in Colorado. We are the best of both worlds. We're very pro-business, low taxes, also pro-immigration, pro-LGBT, globally minded, bright, smart, motivated people to live here. Tesla HQ, Cybertruck, Gigafactory, look no further." And Elon responded with, "Hi, Jared. Colorado is great. I think your policies make a lot of sense." I don't know. He didn't really give a lot of weight there, but he's making waves, I guess, throughout the country. And
this was after he like threatened to move his factories to other states because of the California lockdown, and like from the government to not open up his factory. Do you guys think that he will actually move his factories to different states?
I mean, he's pretty upset. I don't know.
It looks like he's back at work in California.
Yeah.
I don't still do it.
It's interesting to see how that would work if you did move it out, the impact on Tesla and the impact it would have on California.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is just in yesterday, according to Business Insider. He's selling all of his properties right now. He has 5 properties worth over $100 million, and he's selling them.
All of them?
That's what it's. 2 Bel Air mansions for sale, $38 billion. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So like maybe he'll move his move.
Yeah, maybe he is planning to move. I mean, I don't see why would he like sell all of this property. Does he need money like that? It's got to be something else. So yeah, could be moving to Colorado or something.
I mean, I would say like go for it, Elon Musk. Whatever.
He's always been a renegade. He's always gonna do what Elon Musk does.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Carlos, what do you think of the Grimes situation?
I think it's kind of interesting. Grimes was kind of known for being this like open person, I think like politically and socially. Mm-hmm. And she's quite the character herself. I know that she did an interview for some magazine a couple months ago, and it was an interview, or it was a piece on her where different people that she knew interviewed her. So Lana Del Rey, who I also love, interviewed her, and they were discussing politics. And I think it was something about how Elon Musk understands both sides of politics, and he's like a good person. So she was defending him, which obviously is what she should do as his girlfriend. But
Grimes was saying this, or Lana Del Rey?
Grimes was saying this. Lana was questioning her on him, I'm pretty sure. Mm-hmm. I don't remember too much about the details, but I don't know. She does defend him a lot, and it's interesting how what she defends him on is stuff that she wouldn't have a couple years ago.
Oh, what did she defend him on, if you remember?
I'm not quite sure, but just he is kind of all over the place. So whenever he does something that people attack him on, she is quick to defend him. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it sounds like she's just doing that because, she's like, that's her boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I really like Grimes. Like, I really like her music, like, especially this new album.
Me too.
But, like, this whole Elon Musk thing has made me feel weird listening to her music because, yeah, Elon Musk is not a good person.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I pulled up the interview. So it was a conversation, I think, over the phone, and Elon stopped to say hi to Lana.
This is why I don't look up information about musicians I like, because it's just all very like.
Yeah, true.
Does anyone know why they named their kid XA12 or whatever?
Because they're crazy. Wait, Kyle, did you know that the name of the kid is actually like Kyle?
Is it actually?
Yeah, it's like this crazy, I don't know, like asteroid language, but it's
and it means Kyle.
Yeah, apparently it's Kyle in whatever.
That's funny. I feel like there's going to be a trend of names like this, and teachers the next 10 years are going to be in for a tough attendance sheet.
Yeah, that is not okay. If teachers cannot pronounce my last name, they are not going to pronounce these or first names or only names. Kyle or Matt, do you guys listen to Grimes or Lana Del Rey?
No, sorry.
Neither of them? Oh my god.
I mean, I've heard of Lana Del Rey. To be honest, I haven't even heard of Grimes.
I've heard of Lana Del Rey.
Elon Musk didn't hear about Grimes until a few years ago either. Until about 2 years ago.
How long has she been around?
She's been around for a long time. Like
Damn.
10 years at least. Yeah.
Oh, she's Canadian.
Well, also, I guess back on the topic of, I guess we're talking about their family. I heard that Elon Musk was building like a private school for like him and his rich friends, basically.
Okay, then.
And that was it. So it's going to be XAE12 and all the other letters and numbers for name.
And they're going to be like indoctrinated.
Cool. It's going to be tough to be that teacher.
Yeah. It sounds like he's just trying to build his own world.
Yeah.
And then move it to Mars.
Yeah, I was just going to say, like, practicing for Mars.
He's trying to get up there, isn't he?
Yeah, but,
He thinks we should have been there, or we should have made more progress. I remember you just said that. It's like, we went to the moon whatever amount of years ago. We should have made more progress by now.
Okay. On Musk.
Yeah, according to Business Insider, he plans to send 1 million people to Mars by 2050 by launching 3 Starship rockets every day and creating a lot of jobs.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I guess it's crazy for anyone to imagine, like, I don't really know about Earth anymore. I'm going to go try Mars.
I think he's given up on Earth.
I think there's a lot more of Earth to explore.
I agree, especially in the water. There's no way we've uncovered everything.
Yeah, don't we actually only know about 10% of the ocean?
I would say so, yeah.
Well, this has been episode 21 of Something Newsy. And catch us at our next one. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.